Hey you guys, it's your girl AP and welcome back to my channel. I know. It's been maybe a couple of weeks, months since I've been here, but who's counting? I'm not. I know you're certainly not. As I've stated before, I pop up when inspiration strikes me and when I have a message to share. And today I got a message to share. What is that message? Well, it's not so much a message as it is an update. So if you guys have followed any of my social media, then you guys know I took the journey through bariatric surgery, and in August of 2021, I had the duodenal switch surgery with Dr. Proctor of Beltline Bariatrics. The last official update that I did with you guys, I was 100 pounds down, and I had stated that I would do a 6-month checkup or a 100 pounds down, and whichever came first, and that came first. So that was months ago. So where are we now? We have actually hit another milestone. So let's see. I am December. I'm counting. I am 16 months post-op, and as of today, I stand 200 pounds down post-op. So I was 200 pounds down in combination of my own personal weight loss that I did on my own in addition to the surgery from my highest weight of 500. But as of today, I'm 200 pounds down post-op. I gotta tell you, it feels absolutely insane. It is absolute insanity to know that just a little over a year ago, I was 440 something pounds or 450 pounds, and now I am 249 pounds. It happened so rapidly to me that I haven't had time to process it. Because one moment I'm thinking like, oh, my weight's plateauing. I'm going to be here for a little while. Let me shop and get some clothes. Next thing I know, I went from wearing a 3X to a 2X very quickly. And then it was like a 1X, and now I'm in an XL. Which, again, absolute insanity. But what does that mean for me and how I'm feeling? That's the important part. And I feel incredible. So you guys have, if you are subscribed to this channel, I had my hip replacement in June of 2022. So this year, just 6 months ago, I was sliding onto the operating table and getting my hip replaced. And while that journey was a bit arduous, difficult, obviously, I've been cut open once again. And I had to go through rehab and learn how to walk comfortably again and, heal and all that stuff. But it has been nothing short of a blessing, quite honestly. I went from using a walker or rollator to a cane to having the weight loss surgery, only needing a cane, and then not really needing a cane because enough weight had come off that it wasn't as painful. I still had arthritis nonetheless, and so that needed to be taken care of. But the fact that I was able to get that hip replaced as a result of the weight loss, that was probably the most incredible feeling. But now we've arrived at a point where now we're past like the healing stage of hip replacement, and I'm just out here living my life. Like, we went to the museum the other day as a family, and we couldn't park in the typical garage that we would normally park in that can kind of like drop you out right outside the building. And without hesitation, I'm like just walking. No questions asked. I ran across the street as I needed to get out of the traffic's way. And I know that it's not just the hip, but also because the weight is missing, that I'm as mobile as I am. I think the questions that people ask the most is like, how do you like shopping? Like, how do you like your clothes? And I get why that would be like the obvious go-to questions, but I'm more absorbed into like my lab work and how my inflammation markers are doing and what my white blood cell count is looking like. And those things that were, flared up because I had chronic inflammatory syndrome prior to weight loss. Like, I'm looking at those things. And I feel probably the healthiest I have felt in a really long time. It feels good to be functioning optimally as I can be. And I'm sure there's room for improvement. There always is. But just to know where I was not too long ago to where I stand now, you guys, I cannot say it enough. It feels incredible. It's not all perfect. So actually, about 2 weeks ago, I just had my gallbladder removed, which apparently is very common with weight loss surgery patients. In fact, with most bariatric patients, they remove the gallbladder during your weight loss surgery because most of us have incurred damage to the gallbladder because of weight gain. For me, mine was still intact and didn't look bad, so he was just kind of like, let's leave it in, see what happens, because he didn't just want to remove a perfectly good organ. But on the flip side of that, rapid weight loss can also cause issues with the gallbladder, and that's exactly what happened. And so I had gallstones. It was filled up with nasty sludge and stuff. And I had gone to the emergency room in a panic a couple of weeks back, probably like about a month ago now at this point, because I was in so much pain. And upon, further testing, they were able to realize that, like, hey, your gallbladder is looking pretty bad. It's got to come out. And so they got to it fairly quickly. That was like right before, Thanksgiving, and they had me in surgery by November 29th. So yeah, that part isn't fun, but it was a laparoscopic surgery, so they went in sort of the similar way that they did with the bariatric surgery. When they did the duodenal switch, they did incisions, did it robotically, and I had my surgeon who did my bariatric surgery, so I was perfectly fine, perfectly comfortable with him doing that, and I was up and moving in no time. Other things that have gone on with duodenal switch is the malabsorption is very real, and I hope people truly understand that when they're getting a bariatric procedure that involves malabsorption. The Roux-en-Y does that as well as the duodenal switch. Just the duodenal switch is a lot more severe, so you got to keep up with those lab works and those vitamins. So as of right now, my vitamin K was low, so I'm on an additional supplement for that, prescription level supplement for that, and my calcium was low, so we're having to up that, and I've had to have 2 iron infusions twice thus far, because my hemoglobin just kind of like depletes. I usually do generally well after an infusion, but it kind of goes back down afterwards. So, yeah, those things are tedious, and annoying to have to, like, all the vitamins I have to take and going for the lab work and going to these doctor's appointments. But I signed up for that when I got this surgery, and I knew that this was a risk of this surgery. As of right now, despite the annoyance of the amount of time I spend at the doctor's, I still feel as if this surgery has been worth it for me. I know that this is only 16 months post-op. I have a lifetime to go. But as of right now, you guys, like, I don't even bat an eye to throw on a pair of heels anymore. I'm not calculating my steps because of the pain. I'm not having to worry about, can I move when I wake up in the morning? Like, is my inflammation going to be so bad that I'm going to be strapped to the bed like I have been in the past? It was so crippling in a lot of ways. So to not wake up and feel that way or have that worry is, I can't even really begin to describe it outside of it's a blessing. I still have people who don't agree with intentional weight loss and who don't feel like weight impacts health because whatever their reasons. I actually just wrote a blog article about, does obesity actually impact health, and the lesson that I learned along my journey. So I hope you guys take a look at that. It's on apyoungblog.com because I did cite the sources where I got my information from, along with my lab work and things I learned from my specialists, my rheumatologists, and my surgeons. And just this journey has been beautiful in the sense that it has allowed me to learn so much more about my body and how it works and how I need to care for it. And that's also been a blessing. But that's not just the weight loss surgery. That has been a plethora of, experiences within the healthcare system in the last 5 to 6 years that has truly opened the door to me being way more in tune with my body and my health. I'm still at a point where people don't even know what the duodenal switch surgery is. And that's even within bariatric surgery groups. People are like, well, what is that? And how does it work? And so on and so forth. because it's not as common, although there is a modified version of it called SADI that most insurance companies will cover. The duodenal switch, the ability to lose 200 pounds in a little over a year, that's not common with all of the weight loss surgeries. It's this one specific. And it's also why they usually don't recommend the DS to patients unless they are like very, very overweight. So, you know, usually upwards of 400 or 500. Now, I have seen patients have it in the 300 range. That's insane to me, in my personal opinion, but I'm not their doctor and I don't know their situation. So I have seen it happen in smaller patients, but it's not common because of how rapid the weight loss is and how much they anticipate you losing. It's really usually only recommended when you have like severe health issues that require like you to lose that amount of weight very quickly. Just like with any other surgery, how the duodenal switch affects your body is really going to be contingent on the individual, and that's just the reality of the situation. I am grateful that I have landed where I have landed. A lot of people would look at 249 or 250 pounds and be like, that is too much weight still. There are people who are like running away from 249 pounds. Meantime, my muscle mass is fabulous, okay? My fat mass is actually really good. I feel good in my body. So I don't have, like, my goal weight was 330. Imagine that. And that was just so I can get my hip replaced. I did not have like a goal weight. It was really like whatever happens, happens. Ideally, they would love to see me at 200 pounds. But even as of right now, based on my readouts from like the scan they do, they're like, if you can maintain like your muscle mass and all that stuff, like you're good to go. So I am now at a place that by February, I will be eligible for a consultation for plastic surgery, although they recommend me waiting until I'm officially 2 years out, because with the duodenal switch, you can lose up to 2 years out. So it's like, be mindful about going through the process of plastics if you are going to continue to lose weight. Like, they really want to see you be plateaued for about 6 months. So that it's not a waste of time, like getting plastic surgery and then you lose weight all over again. As for plastics and what I'm aiming for, I've been open from the beginning. I always knew I was going to be a gal who was going to do plastics. Why? Because y'all see this? This is like literally my skin. And just note, like, my actual arm is up here. Like, that's where it ends. And the rest of that is skin. I'm a little loose through here too. I don't really care about that. But it's the same with my legs. Like, I stand, the skin sinks. My breasts are non-existent. There's no fat in there. It's all skin. I always knew that I was going to get plastics. Like, in my head, I knew that I ultimately want to be as comfortable as I can be in my body, so I don't have any shame or any guilt surrounding plastic surgery. I'm looking at a mommy makeover, one where there is a breast lift, skin removal from the back and front, so it's like 360. I thought about a pannulectomy, which is where they just remove like the loose hanging skin from the bottom, but because of all the damage I've had from having C-sections and having excess weight on my middle, I want a tummy tuck to repair the abdominal wall. I'm probably going to leave my legs alone. I'll be completely honest, just because they don't bother me. They're not irritating me. Whereas like the skin under my arm and like my back and stuff, it does actually irritate me. So that's why I'm focused on those areas, but also because those are the areas that bother me visually. And I just have to be honest in that. So it's expensive. Insurance will cover certain aspects of the surgery, but not all of it. So this is going to be an interesting ride. I will be as open as I can about how I go about taking care of this financially, letting you guys see the consults and, you know, the invoices and stuff like that, in case it's something that you yourself might be interested in doing at some point in the future if you have weight loss surgery. So yeah, I'm not going to keep you all that much longer. Like, that's it. That's the update. like I said, pure insanity, but in the best of ways. I just feel like I've been given a second chance at life. And I just want to practice gratitude throughout this process. Sometimes I find myself being almost afraid to enjoy my new freedom, my new mobility, because I don't want it to be taken away. And because I've been in a position where it's been taken away before, I know that it's possible to happen again. So my thought process is I want to live my fullest, most healthiest life that I can in this body, because I want to be able to be optimal as a mom, as a wife, as an individual. So yeah, when y'all see me in these streets trying out skating again and doing other things, don't side eye me, be happy for me, because this has been a long time coming, and I will always look at this as a gift, because to not have to feel like I felt just a short while ago, again, nothing short of a miracle. So that's it. That's the update. Thank you guys for tuning in and let me chit chat with y'all for a second about this stuff. And I will see y'all on the flip side in the next video whenever I come back here to talk about whatever. But while you're here, watch another video. Let's link it down below. Watch another video right here. Right. Yeah. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss when I drop something new. Bye.